Twitch has been completely under fire. And it have been completely mismanaged so bad. And I've heard internally from the biggest streamers as well that Twitch seems extremely mismanaged. And everybody is starting now to bat their eyes on the CEO, Dan Clancy. We're going to take a look at a little bit about that because if you asked us like 2 months ago, everybody would say that Dan Clancy was the best thing that ever arrived to Twitch. But now, Amazon and Twitch, it's kind of questionable. We got a video from Mujin, and we're going to take a look at what he has to say.
What do you think of when someone mentions the website twitch.tv? Maybe you think of your favorite streamer. Maybe you think of your favorite esports game.
I think about Concord.
Just maybe you think of a half-naked woman.
She's on kick now, so no.
In a kiddie pool indoors.
Ooh.
Regardless of what your answer
Naked
is,
women
I'm sure
on
there's some
Twitch?
amazing memories tied to it. But when I think of Twitch, I think of a grossly mismanaged circus.
Ooh.
A circus that is still not profitable.
By the way, Mujin is a Twitch partner. You pop off, Mujin. Come on, tell him how big of a circus it is.
After almost 17 years of existence. Yes, they haven't had one...
Wait, Twitch CEO confirms company is still not profitable, but Amazon has been extremely supportive. But this doesn't make sense to me because do you need to keep in mind Twitch, the servers of Twitch are owned by Amazon. Amazon owns Twitch. Their servers are free. They're basically the price that other people pay is not even remotely the same as the price Twitch has to or Amazon has to keep those servers up. They're a sister company. Yeah, the bandwidth isn't free. Yeah, there's some cost to it, but there is no way Twitch is not profitable. There's no way that all they are doing, there's no way that the resources they are using to keep those servers up costs more than how much the company's owning. I think that whenever they're saying not profitable, I think they mean it's not profitable in the eyes of Amazon because Amazon wants it to earn a certain amount and it's not reaching that amount. But is it a plus side for Amazon? Probably.
Single profitable
They're not losing money, that's for sure.
Ever since they were created back in 2007. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. What Twitch is also known for is their complete and utter inconsistency and lack of transparency when it comes to their bans in regards to their trust.
To be fair though, they've changed these rules, so they're a lot better with that. They changed that, so they're a lot better now.
And safety team. They show very, and I mean very clear favoritism to some streamers.
Twitch is getting more money pumped in than it gets out. Yeah, for sure. 100%. It is.
Clear malicious intent with other streamers. This has been going...
And having the dominance over Western streaming is worth it. Yeah, the fact that Amazon... This is the thing people don't think about, but having the dominance, being #1 site of all of West for streaming as a streaming service is extremely valuable for Amazon to have. It's insane to have that. They have a monopoly in one of the entertainment worlds. They have a monopoly on it. YouTube is not trying. YouTube has given up. Anything else is not even remotely in any way close to Twitch. Twitch is the #1 in every form on streaming service in the West. And the thing is that having that is very valuable for Amazon. That's why I think it's funny whenever I hear those articles. I saw an article yesterday, actually, after I ended my stream. I saw an article that says that the Rumble CEO thinks that Amazon will sell Twitch in 2 years. Brother, I've heard that every year since 2016. People have said that every year that Twitch is not profitable. They're trying to sell it. They will sell it in a few years. They'll sell that. It always happens, but look at it. Owning Twitch, owning its image is a value add for Amazon in itself.
Going on since the website's inception. People were hoping that this weird, immature culture of favoritism would go away slowly after Amazon had acquired the website back in 2014 for $970 million.
Ooh.
But as you might have guessed, things only got worse. Look, as someone who's been watching Twitch for almost 10 years now, I can sit here and make a 1-hour video of the inconsistencies when it comes to bans and...
If Twitch has become worse? No, you're lying. What are you thinking about? Like in rule terms? Bro, you could say any racial slur, any derogatory term on Twitch in 2015 while Amazon was owning it. Okay? What do you think in New Frog it was called? Wow. When was that changed? 2017, I believe. But like, point B is that Amazon keep listening at it. Oh, yeah, but I just want to say, we are listening to, but I just want to say that Amazon taking over Twitch is the biggest and the best thing Amazon has, like the Twitch has ever received. And it's the best thing that could ever happen to Twitch because Amazon owned the server. They own a lot of market. They own a lot of things. The only thing they're struggling with is ads. It's Twitch. There's no better company. No, you can look at YouTube and Google, but like, I think maybe Google could be a second best, but like Amazon is probably the best company to take over Twitch.
Punishments on the platform. But I'll just show you a couple because it'll be enough for you to understand why I wouldn't trust a single Twitch employee to put the fries in the bag at a McDonald's. In 2020, the streamer Alinity was dancing on stream. She showed her nipple by mistake.
Milo!
That's considered adult content. In any case, she got banned for 1 day. Cool. In the same year, 2020, a well-known streamer by the name of Pokimane, who I'm sure you've heard of, opened up a hub link, okay? One of the biggest adult video websites, showing what was on the front page. Yes, many videos of people getting penetrated. She said it was an accident. In the end, she only got a warning from Twitch, okay? Not even a ban or anything. An email saying that, hey, what you did was kind of bad. Please don't do it again. In that same year, yes, I don't know what happened in 2020 in particular. Forsen, a very well-known streamer, clicked on an Imgur link in his chat, something he does all the time. What he didn't know, though, was that it was a GIF. It started off as an image of a meme and then transitioned into a woman sucking on a horse sausage. Yes, you heard that right. A horse sausage. I can't go into more detail. We're on YouTube.
That has happened, by the way, like 3 times. All of his bans are that. Every single ban he's received has been a horse dick, nearly. Beside like one CS like lobby chat or something like that.
Regardless, though, it wasn't intentional. He had no idea. It was a troll in chat. What happened? He got banned indefinitely. Yes, forever with no date of an unban. Only getting his ban reversed after more than a month. Now check this out. A streamer was getting backshots live on stream while replying to chat. This
girl is crazy. She was fucking every stream. She had her boyfriend sit there and fuck her. And you could see her boyfriend fucking her and she will play games. She got banned. She come back. She does the same thing. Put the stream on while her boyfriend is fucking her. Like doing anything to her. And then she come back and does the same. Get banned for 7 days. Guess what she did after 7 days? Same thing.
For multiple minutes as she was getting railed from behind. She gets banned. But for 1 week. She comes back to streaming and blows up. She has over 30,000 followers.
Nice.
You see the pattern here? Exactly. There is no pattern. Just clear favoritism and
she
malice. She
misunderstood the Asmongold chat. She did.
This is why for a long time, no one could take the platform seriously. In fact, for a long time, there was this running...
Oh, this fucking guy. I forgot about him. Oh, that was horrible. Oh, shit. Rix, you remember this guy? Oh, I remember this guy. Oh, this was really bad for Twitch.
Joke. The head of partnerships at Twitch, who has been there for over a decade, even after Amazon buying the company, was a man called Hasan Piker. People would joke that female streamers got special treatment due to Hasan. Those jokes became rumors, and those rumors became out of control, especially with all the terrible decisions Twitch was making at the time. This prompted Hasan to tweet this in June of 2019, saying, "I do not have anything to do with Twitch suspensions or moderation actions. If you or your friend needs help in this regard, please see this link." I cannot do anything about suspensions or unsuspending you, pinning tweet. Making many feel sorry for him that, hey man, maybe these jokes are getting out of hand.
Aww.
Well, these jokes were not crazy enough because not even a year after this, in 2020,
he popped off even harder.
Twitch fired Hasan Piker
Ooh,
over
why?
abuse of power.
Oh.
As the Me Too movement was going on, people were leaking messages of Hasan not only asking for these inappropriate favors from female creators, but also showing them off to his friends. There was a certain instance where he received nudes from a certain female Twitch streamer, and the first thing he did was join a voice chat with his friends and show it off, saying, oh my god guys, I just received her boobs, oh my god, check this out. This man was
Like
the
a
head
child.
of partnerships, okay? He had the ability to give you partner if he wanted to as well, which he definitely did if you sent him inappropriate images as a
Damn,
female
I gotta
creator.
send him a dick. I gotta send him a dick pic. Holy shit.
And bear in mind, this was 6 years after Amazon had dished
Wait,
almost
no, that
$1
doesn't
billion
make- Oh.
to acquire the website.
Wrong-
This showed us that even after all
I'm joking. It's weird though. Like this shit is creepy and nasty as hell. It's just that I get where he's coming with all of this, and we'll get into that in a sec.
these years, Twitch had the organizational structure of a startup, except it only had the negative aspects of a startup
Yeah.
with no positives. Anything from favoritism to cringy ass bro culture to unprofessionalism and a lot. I mean,
I mean, at least they didn't do the Blizzard thing, right? At least Twitch is better than Blizzard. Now I know the bar is really low there, but I mean, they're a new company. It happens.
of moments where they were just winging it. Many people placed the
guy
blame
was
on
ass.
Emmett Shear.
Bro, this was the most useless CEO ever. No, he did nothing. He did nothing for the company. He did nothing. I don't even know why he was CEO. Like he did actually nothing. It's crazy. It's actually crazy how low this guy did. Bro, I want to go back to one thing. I mean, so like this guy was talking about double standards in some way. I think a lot of people don't understand the influence that or the meaning behind a lot of bans. And I know they seem very inconsistent, but the thing is that the warning, a ban, or a longer suspension tends to have like a track record on most of them. Now, I don't agree with Twitch's ban here. I think they are very, there is a double standard being played, but it's not just completely black and white. Forsen's community, I think Twitch viewed Forsen and his community as very volatile and negative toward Twitch because Forsen is the pinnacle and the creator of nearly every single meme on this platform. His chat and his community, the Forsen boys, are insane. They make so many jokes and they make so much crazy stuff, and I think they're hilarious. I think they're funny as hell. But the thing is that as a platform for Twitch, they probably didn't like that and probably don't like some of the questionable things being done on stream or said on stream. And whenever they saw the horse thing, they just decided, you know what, get him out of here. And I think that whenever you look at that kind of way where there's it's a backlog of reasons why someone would be banned or be suspended, I think that Pokemon, for example, had barely anything offensive go on. That's why she only got a warning, which is fine. I think that honestly, I think whenever a thing like that happens, I think the Twitch part, like whoever is your Twitch, the guy you talk at Twitch, I think they should just tell you got to stop. But if you do this again, you're going to get banned. There's going to be like, you got to calm down instead of just banning people. I think Twitch needs to be more direct with their streamer instead of like starting to send just out suspensions.
One of the original 5 co-founders of Twitch.tv, or Justin.tv as it was known before the name change. The public perceived Emmett as someone who had zero control over the company, as someone who was more concerned with network engineering, with the website's infrastructure, rather than its culture and trust and safety policies. After resigning in March of 2023, people were hoping that his successor would finally be able to steer Twitch in the right direction and make it go from unprofessional frat club to an actual professional functioning company who is a subsidiary of Amazon. The person replacing him as Twitch CEO was the person who used to be the president of Twitch, who is Dan Clancy, someone who used to work at NASA and Google and somehow ended up at Twitch.
Big.
From day one, he did his best to show everyone that he was the hip and cool CEO, someone who sought to understand streamers at a core and fundamental level to give them exactly what they want.
And I think he went the right direction. How are you going to understand streamers without like talking to them? The previous CEO, I barely knew I was on Twitch all the time. I barely knew his name. He was never there. He did nothing. But Dan is constantly other people stream and interactive and talking to streamers and going on dinners with streamers, because it's important to socialize with the people that are constantly in the ecosystem. If as a CEO, this is the best way for a CEO is to see how workers do, what is going on, to fix the issues and make it a better workspace. And I think Dan has done a great job. But I don't understand. He's talked to so many VTubers. Why is this shit still happening with VTubers? Like, I think I don't know. Like, I haven't really looked at those interviews with Fillion and the Shy Lily and stuff like that. But man, there's still some things that are not better. This thing's gotta better, get it better.
He went on to do so many collabs with bigger streamers, smaller streamers, you name it, and even started streaming himself weekly on his Twitch channel, really emphasizing the fact that he was here. And just like when Amazon was buying Twitch, people were yet again hopeful, optimistic that this was finally going to lead Twitch in the direction it so desperately needed to go to. But guys, the website got infinitely worse.
No.
There was yet again a complete lack of direction. I'm sure you remember the whole fiasco that happened with the pools, hot tubs, and beaches category. Twitch simply did not know what it wanted to be.
I think Mujin is looking at this and he's looking at this like with a thin glass that it's trying to make this everything negative. And this is really sad to see, because I think he has done a lot of change. There's a lot of changes to the platform that are better. This pool and hot tub section, this used to be in just chatting. This thingy screen right here of censoring pornography or any 18 plus or anything that is like could be viewed as 18 plus is an addition he has done. Before, you could go to just chatting and you would see naked people or people at the beach or anything else just in this just chatting section. It would not be censored. But thanks to his changes, we have this now. We have moved some parts that are more like a more inappropriate attire, and also given the option to not see it, and also make sure that it doesn't come in the front page. It's a lot of good changes.
Or who to cater to. They would always keep revising their terms of service to the point where things don't really make much sense even by today's standards, because things are not enforced equally.
I mean, that I agree. That's the truth. That's a factor. That's 100% a factor. Bro, the way we VTubers have regarding attire is insane. It's insane how we are, what kind of standards we have to focus on compared to what someone with a string of a bikini has to focus on.
Favoritism is still very much present. One of the biggest incidents on Twitch, just in general, because of how ridiculous it is, was in 2024 at the end of April. A streamer by the name of Denims on the left here said on stream that she would pay $30,000 to whoever made Asmongold disappear.
And this girl farmed this for so long. And I think if Twitch saw this, if anybody says this, they should be immediately permabanned forever. Doesn't matter who they are. If somebody comes with death threats like this openly in a chat room, like in a stream, they should immediately be permabanned forever on the platform. The fact that it was even said is insane. It's insane.
Yes, I'm serious. This actually happened. She didn't say, "Hey guys, I'm just joking." Haha.
No.
She
was not joking. She said later on she was joking, but the tone, the way she said it, and how she moved on with the stream, she was not joking.
With a serious straight face like the one you're seeing right here. And unfortunately for Denims, we're not in the American Wild West of the late.
It's worse than a threat. It's an official bounty. Yeah, she's putting it out there as a bounty to murder this man on stream. Isn't that nuts? That is crazy.
1800s, you can't just put a bounty on someone's head like this. It's without exaggeration to say that this is a federal crime.
It
Now,
is.
Twitch's terms of service say that violence on Twitch is taken seriously and is considered a zero tolerance violation, and all accounts associated with such activities on Twitch will be indefinitely suspended.
You can see the Frogan situation, like whenever they're following their rule set. Like Frogan said something crazy about like US soldiers should be giving like PTSD or something like that. And she was like completely putting them down. And in the rules set of Twitch, any like negative said things like that about veterans in America, because Twitch is Amazon is an American company, is against the term of service. But they needed the focus from like some big I don't know, like some big Jewish organization to like publicly talk about it. Twitch is allowing this to actually ban her and other people that were saying this beside Hasan. Like, I think that kind of push is wild. Like, you gotta follow who is dealing with the bans. Why are VTubers being banned now before they even go live for their announcement tweets on Twitter that are not even against their TOS? And while other people that have been clearly gone against your 2S for so long, for so much and so long, having this spectacular drama around on Twitter, why does it take so long for them to get banned? How does a VTuber get banned 2 hours before they go live, while streamers that say the most heinous and crazy shit live takes 2 days to get banned? What?
And yet here she was calling for her fellow streamer Asmongold's assassination. You would think that Twitch would do something about this, right?
Ooh.
Well, no. She didn't get banned, and she faced zero consequences for doing it.
And she farmed it for like few days, by the way. She was yapping about this all the time. I had to watch her dumb fucking idiot viewers come into this motherfucking chat and always be like, oh, she's talking about you. She's talking about... Shut the fuck up.
That's Dan Clancy's Twitch. I also need to mention the fact that very recently, in October of 2024, Twitch made it illegal for VTubers to show their hips.
Yeah.
Yes, virtual characters can't show their hips. Yet when you go to the pools, hot tubs, and beaches category, you see this. May contain sexual themes. I assure you, buddy, they're showing way more than their hips.
Bro, they're showing their whole ass cheek. They have like a string covering their pussy. You can basically see it on the screen.
Some of them are twerking for subs, man. It's not even funny. All of this was to illustrate just how bad Twitch's reputation has become over the years.
Asian Bunny, that poor girl always have to deal with earthquakes. That poor woman is always working so hard during earthquakes. My God.
Believe that a website like this is owned by Amazon or that they even paid $1 billion for it. But everything I mentioned so far has nothing to do with what's going on right now. This is something that is existential to Twitch as a company, its CEO, and even worse, its parent company, Amazon. You have some pretty big Jewish organizations calling Twitch anti-Semitic. Anything from the Times of Israel to the Jerusalem Post. The Anti-Defamation League reached...
See, this thing had to tweet about this. This thing. This is some big, like, I don't know what this is, but it's some kind of big, I don't know, some Jewish thingy. I don't know what this is. But like this thing is what made Twitch ban somebody. Not like constant talk on Twitter and every platform, how horrible some Twitch streamer things are being said on the platform. This kind of group had to talk about it for Twitch to do an action.
Anything from the Times of Israel to the Jerusalem Post. The Anti-Defamation League reached out to Twitch directly. And now many are calling for the CEO's resignation. It's a very nasty...
I don't think Dan should resign. I don't think so. I think Dan is the best guy behind it, but there has to be changes. Like, I don't know. I just feel like if Dan get replaced, we're gonna backpedal. Like, that's the worst thing. I feel like he needs to set things straight. He needs to clean the company. He needs to clean the company. He gotta figure out what the fuck is happening and clean it up. Be the right CEO and fix this goddamn company. But I worry that if they replace Dan, it will not fix anything and it will make everything worse.
Highly political situation, and I have no interest in taking any sides. So let's try and talk about this in the most neutral, objective way possible. Let's go. This entire issue started with a clip you've no doubt seen already of
Alman
Asmongold calling
Oh, yeah, I
Palestinian
have no
culture
doubt seen that.
inferior, saying that he's not sorry for everything that's been happening there.
Do you know the saddest part about this is that I left for 15 minutes during this part, and two other mods was trying to get him to stop talking about this. The worst thing is that this was tried to be prevented. Like this is so sad. But well, in other news, he's doing great, and he seemed like he's changed a lot. Like, I don't do this. It's like I'm not talking to the same man anymore. I'm gonna be real with you.
People are not your allies. They are not the same as us. They come
If he gets
from
going,
inferior
we can. Nearly. It's very hard. It's nearly.
culture that is horrible. It kills people for their identity, and it is directly
Horrible.
antithetical to everything Western values stand for, and it is an inferior culture in all ways.
That was the
Extremely awful clip, and the way he said it, he seems such like an bro. He seems so racist. It's just such a bad clip. It's so sad because like I just look at it, man, and I know he does not think that I know what he's trying to say, and he did not even say anything remotely what he's trying to say. It's just such a bad clip, man. Such a bad clip. It just makes me it just makes me disappointed. Like, have you ever had a friend that does something out of the blue that just shocks you, and you're not mad, you're not sad, you're just disappointed? That's how I feel looking at that clip. And it's tragic because you know their intent is not that what is shown here. Their intent is not in any sort of way to go that drastically. But bro, it's crazy.
though, it went absolutely viral on October 14th when it happened, and it was the talk of the internet. Many people were calling on Twitch to ban him, especially since their terms
And he should have been banned. Any talk like this should be banned. But we gotta get this guy banned. We got his million followers banned. This guy, Hasan, said that he does not care that people are getting raped as long as they're supporting Palestine. Like, if the rapers are supporting Palestine. How can you have an account with like 30,000 people watching and say that? Like, what is happening to this this platform? I think this platform should get rid of all of this kind of shit. Like, and I'm saying as a friend of this shit, get that fucking out of the platform. I said that when it happened. He needed to be banned. Everybody knows that. But you cannot let this stay. You cannot let these points, these things be said on the platform, and an entertaining platform. You cannot allow like ideas like that be shared. It's insane.
service talked about incidents like this specifically. This section in the Twitch Terms of Service is dedicated to protected groups. Anything that portrays...
Yeah, he said also the same thing about something else, so just the opposite thing. It's crazy. Like, it's just too much. I just think it's... so this is how, like, I just want to finalize. I don't want to yap about that back and forth, but Twitch is an entertainment. It's a streaming platform. People come here to entertain and have fun, and there's nothing wrong with somebody sharing their political view or something like that. But when you go to extremist route like that, this is not a spot for extreme views like this. Like, this is insane. Absolutely insane.
Specific group as greedy or unintelligent.
Yeah, you have kids watching and stuff like
to
yeah.
Animals, insects, pests, parasites, you name it. And one of them is content suggesting that protected group members are subhuman, inhuman, or impure.
And you know that this is the thing. I would never use an argument do you have kids there, like, unless it's a public space. A Twitch platform, 13+, that's the site. And you should do your content the way you want to, and kids should not be a factor in it. But having these views for adults and trying to make these views normalized within adults is where the issue is. Because you know what that kind of community and people you're creating there. The danger is with adults, honestly. Saying these things, the danger is with adults. Because a kid will never act. But you say that to an adult that is a little bit fucked up in the head, what the fuck will they do? What will they say? What would they kind of action will they share? That's where the issue becomes. It should just not be on the platform. This is not a platform for this. Get that out.
Of course, there was a strong sentiment that what he had said in that clip fell in that category. That's not to say that many weren't on his side. No, in fact, there were. Just like the current conflict between Israel and Palestine going on.
And the thing is that I don't think people were looking at... Obviously, we'll find extremists on that clip that will support the whole thing. But I think that the way American viewed it is that they just don't want to pay tax money and for protecting a country that is completely different from their own view, like ideologies and stuff like that. That's the whole thing I saw the agreement there, but I don't think majority of people agree with the sentiment thing said that. But any crazy shit you say on the internet, there will always be somebody that pops off too much that would say they agree on it.
Right now, this was a very divisive issue. There were mostly two main opinions about this. The first opinion seeing him as a monster, as someone who didn't care about people's suffering and would go as far as to call them inferior, showing his racist side. The second opinion saw him as a hero, someone who finally said the quiet part out loud.
Yeah.
What a lot of people have been thinking. Regardless, as soon as his rant was done...
The worst thing is that Hasan, I didn't know this. I wonder if we'll talk about it. Because I have a different view on things, right? Because I have like a little bit more inside stuff. I have a little bit more inside information on things. But let's see if he talks about
Hasan
it.
Abi, a streamer on Twitch who happens to be a political commentator on the extreme left, this is an objective statement by the way, immediately called him on stream and tried his best to explain to him the situation of the whole Palestine-Israel war.
Yeah, and he seemed like he came for a reasonable discussion and just talk about it and make it more clear and understanding and just make sure that it doesn't escalate into further thing.
And why he was being insensitive and wrong in his opinion. After that stream, Asmongold did something extremely rare.
Very rare. This guy never apologizes. You guys need to understand. This guy has been canceled for a clip over 200 times, 500 times on Twitter, 100,000 likes on many things. He did never apologize. He never says ever. He never backpedals on his word. This time he did. So it's very rare to see that he does that.
Apologize. He said, looking back on it, I was way too much of an asshole about the Palestine thing. My bad. Of course, no one deserves to have their life destroyed, even if they do things or have views I find regressive. You guys deserve more than me saying stupid shit like that. I'll do better. When it came to Twitter, many of the comments were not on his side. He was ratioed like...
I never understood this one. Weird as fuck to see so many people coming out with their statement about Israel-Palestine conflict, as if they need to comment on it. Can we please stop being weird cultural and expecting people with no irrelevant background or education to talk about world events and politics? I never understood this tweet. Like, not the tweet itself, but people posting this screenshot. He's in a chat room where people are asking questions. He answered a question. He didn't bring it up out of the blue. This was something that people were trying to push on him, so that they wanted an opinion. It's a completely different thing.
No, tomorrow. Well, folks, he said my
That's
bad.
harsh. Is it? I think that the point is, if you are an entertainer, why should you talk about politics? You know, I think you should leave the politics for people that are focused and educated within it. I think that's the point. And I kind of cannot disagree. I don't think people with personal, it's regular individual just chilling out, have an opinion about something that sees the situation. I don't think they're in the wrong to talk about it at all. I think they should share their frustration like any citizens. Any citizens are free to share their frustration and protest for anything. That's 100% agree. I think that the problem comes whenever you are, let's say I am known for making funny jokes on the internet. If I'm not educated within the politics itself, if I've not gone to, if I don't have a political background at all, and I'm just a funny guy that just finished high school, why should I share my strong political opinions on the internet with my fan base? You know, I meant people coming with an all thing and shoving it to the face. Yeah, I know, that's always weird. People do that. People take things that pictures and tweets from 6 years ago and use it against you. It's really weird. People don't change in 6 years, man.
I think that's a wrap. Shortly afterwards, the consequences to what he had said truly started
I
appearing.
agree with you,
The
Michi. I
streaming
agree.
org he had co-founded by the name of OTK released a statement saying that we do not agree with anything that Asmongold has said, and that he will be stepping away from OTK and all of its affiliate companies, such as
People did not take this well.
Starforge, a PC building company, Mad Mushroom, a game development studio under
People did not take this well at all. People were mad. He is a beacon and a peak. He is the number one in OTK. He is the owner. He's the biggest owner, and he does so much for that company. And the fans did not take it well. He will talk about it when he comes back to stream. But I just want to say, for the people that are watching, I know we have some Asmon fans in chat. This is the best decision he has ever done. I just want to tell you that. I'm not going to tell you what happened, but this shit, the stress, the amount of work he did with this was actually killing him. It was killing him. And I'm not joking like, oh my God, he's exhausted. This was killing him. It's good he took a step back and he's focusing on himself. This is the best fucking thing ever. I barely talked to him this year because this shit, all of this took too much of his time and stressed him too much out. He's going to talk about it when he comes back, but this was the biggest and the best decision he could do to leave these companies and take a break and step for himself and focus on himself and relax a bit.
OTK and Mythic Talent, the talent agency he helped co-found. By the way, fun fact, I'm in this agency. I love Mythic Talent. They're really, really cool.
Good. Mujin making sure he stays in the agency. Good W, Mujin. Yeah, he glazing it.
Don't get it twisted, though. The
great.
fact that he co-owns it doesn't mean he owns me. I can call him a bald fuck all I want. I can already see the comments under this video. No, this is not how it works. Anyway, he had to step away from his leadership positions from all of these companies because they didn't want to associate with him anymore. As this was all happening, yet another company decided to cut ties with him, although temporarily, and that's Twitch. They decided to ban him for 2 weeks following his comments on Palestine.
That's his first
ban. He made a
ban.
video outlining his plans moving forward, that he was going to get his life together, that he was finally going to clean his mess.
I never get this, man. Bro, I think dislikes are the most useless thing ever. I honestly think dislikes are the most useless thing ever. I think that whenever people dislike, they should comment what they think. Like, I just look at the, can you see? Yeah, you can see it. Like, I just look at this, man, and people are just opening up the video and disliking. I don't understand. A man making a video trying to better himself is something people are mad about. That's insane. 21,000 dislikes for that? That's very interesting. Bro, people don't care about other people's health or trying to see people to be better. They just want to see people have a downfall.
The ass house, that he realizes that he's become an unpleasant person in his opinion the more he spent time online, and that he was reached out to by the very same people he called inferior, and they were very open to not only forgive him but to have a conversation. So we'll see what he ends up doing. However, as people finally got what they wanted and Asmongold was banned, the conversation shifted to other streamers on Twitch that have said things that were just as bad, actually, if not way worse, than what he had said about Palestinians.
And the unfortunate thing about having other streamer right after talk about that and go crazy is that Asmon is back on the menu on this discussion. It's that's the annoying part.
That we're not yet banned, and if anything, we're encouraged by the platform itself.
Yep.
Most people, of course, were referring to Hasan Abi, the same streamer who had spoken.
Now, I think Hasan is hot as fuck, but the thing he says are crazy. Like, the thing he says is, I never watched really Hasan, but I didn't know. Recently, I found out how much crazy shit he says. Oh my God.
Went to Asmongold after his rant. Why? Well,
yeah, he's very attractive. I think he's probably one of the most attractive on Twitch. Like, he's a well-built man that takes care of himself. But that's pretty much it.
On January 2024, a few months after the attacks of October 7th, Hasan brought on a Houthi pirate from Yemen to talk on his stream through a video call. He asked him questions about the conflict in Israel and Palestine, about his opinion on numerous things, and of course if he watches anime, to which the Houthi said, "I watch One Piece." Hasan loved the answer, his community loved the answer, and of course this got memed. Hasan was heavily criticized by many on Twitch, people who weren't even political in nature. And yet Twitch pretended like it didn't happen. They had nothing to say about it. Let me tell you why that's a big deal. On January 17th, around the same exact time Hasan was interviewing the Houthi pirate from Yemen, the US Department of State designated the Houthis as a terrorist organization. That's because they were attacking commercial ships moving along the Red Sea. They were hindering global trade and attacking innocent people on those vessels that had nothing to do with the Israel and Palestine war.
What?
Twitch's terms of service very specifically outlines a section dubbed Terrorism and Violent Extremism,
What?
in which they say that terrorism and violent extremism promote unlawful violence and spread messages of intolerance. Twitch does not allow content that depicts, glorifies, encourages, or supports terrorism or violent extremist actors or acts. This includes threatening to or encouraging others to commit acts that would result in serious physical harm or significant property destruction. For example, you may not want to display or link terrorist or extremist propaganda, including graphic pictures or footage of terrorist or extremist violence, even for the purposes of denouncing such content. So Hasan has successfully promoted a terrorist organization as outlined by the US Department of State.
I think Twitch has a clear issue here, and I think that we will see, I'm hoping we will see a shift from political conversation on the platform like this. I hope that we will see more rules like this enforced.
Should add that he asked him very softball questions such as,
That's
do you know what
crazy.
KFC is? And do you watch anime? This wasn't really journalism, it was just glorifying revolutionaries like he does all the time. He would also show his friend on stream, Nick Polam, footage, literal
Look, what? This is Nick.
footage of the Houthis taking over these ships in the Red Sea.
Bro, you look at Nick, he's like, what the fuck am I watching? You know Nick does not want to watch this.
I mean, look at this.
Group of people that are like, no, we care about the Palestinians. We don't want you bombing them.
He does not
We're
want
gonna
to.
take action, and we're gonna try to punish you economically to the best of our ability.
Bro,
And by God, they started doing
he
that,
feels
and
so
they were
awkward.
doing it real well. So they started.
And by God, they were doing it, and they were doing it real
what's he
well,
been doing
guys.
there? He was trying. He got sponsored to talk with Camilla Harris. I think he was just like in LA doing a lot. He's done a lot of collabs now. That's why.
Twitch said in their terms of service, don't show this stuff even if you're gonna denounce it. Not only is he showing it here, but he's not denouncing it. If anything, he's glorifying it. But I think the most interesting thing in all this is what happened in regards to Asmongold. During his segment with Ethan Klein, Hasan sat there and pretty much insinuated that China did Tibet a favor by erasing their culture, giving the idea that yes, their culture is inferior. You can even see Ethan making fun of him, like, oh yeah, China did them a favor, didn't they? And he wasn't going against that narrative. Watch.
What's the difference between that and the Zach thing then? Huh?
Tibet was literally a fucking feudal slave mandate, like
So
autonomous zone.
China did them a favor.
That was one. I mean, in America, when I say something like this, people get very upset. You know,
Bro is hypocritical like crazy, man. I guess, yeah.
we
That's,
talk about the Dalai Lama saying "suck my tongue" or whatever, but like that's not far from the norm in normal Tibetan
So-
existence before the Communist Party came in and
So
took
China
over.
unilaterally took over Tibet,
Like
squelched
these are.
their culture. They basically are trying to, homogenize the culture.
If your culture,
They're trying to squelch the religion and the identity.
the part of
and they did them
feudal
a favor.
warlords and
This clip made people drop.
Bro, wait, why did you not play more? Bro, he was about to say one for one exactly like Zach said.
Parallels with what Asmongold said. How come Hasan
Yeah.
can sit there and say that the Tibet people deserve to have their culture erased due to a couple of bad stains in their past and not face
And
any
then also talk about their culture itself. That's nuts.
consequences? At this point, this was clear favoritism, but it wasn't just limited to Hasan, it also stretched out to everyone who orbited around him, like that Yemeni Houthi that he brought on his stream. The same Houthi that Hasan had given a platform had posted on Twitter a man getting impaled. It's a drawing, don't worry.
Ooh.
But regardless, it's still a man getting impaled through his ass to his mouth. And the caption reads, "The execution that we will carry out on all Zionists." Now, the Houthi does have a Twitch account. He was banned on there after this tweet, created an alt account signaling ban evasion, which is against Twitch TOS. That account got banned too. And then after 12 hours, both of those accounts got unbanned.
Twitch. Like again, VTubers get banned 2 hours before the stream because of announcement of a new outfit. But this happens?
Listen, you have to understand how crazy this is, okay? Making an alt account is ban evasion. Ban evasion is usually very strictly carried out by Twitch, but in this case, it was given a massive exception. This was all happening as the Asmongold stuff was happening too. Hasan was confronted about this, of course,
like,
and his
this is
response...
the thing. This is still happening. It's not done yet. This shit is still active. Zach is still banned. These things are still active. All that's being talked about is new shit.
Was, well, hey, at least the drawing he posted wasn't of a Jew, so I don't see what the problem is. That's because the man getting impaled on the drawing looked African, so this was nothing more than a very big deflection. This again renewed questions over Hasan's influence and the things he's been doing to this platform.
That's fine.
But we were also starting to understand where this favoritism was coming from. Dan Clancy, shortly after taking over as CEO of Twitch, had an interview with Bloomberg, and here's what we discovered in that interview. Not a gamer himself, Clancy mostly watches musicians or talk shows on Twitch. He particularly enjoys leftist political commentator Hasan Piker, who has 2.5 million followers of the platform. "I like the frankness and bluntness," Clancy said. "He's comfortable saying what he believes." I'm not going to sit here and talk to you about whether Hasan's streams are worth watching or not. Again, I'm here to be objective. All I can say is that 8 months after this interview, Hasan brought a Houthi Yemeni on his stream, directly breaking the terms of service on twitch.tv, and didn't get banned for it. Oh, and by the way, if you're wondering what kind of streamers Dan Clancy follows on his own...
Isn't there election in 2 weeks or something in America? I think the worry Twitch has about banning Hasan as a political streamer is that I think they worry if they ban him and he misses the election, was this the time? This is the biggest time for him. That's the biggest time for him as long as Zach is not there. I mean, it is the biggest time for Hasan to get a lot of viewers because he's he's the biggest one of the biggest political streamers on Twitch. I think their worry is that he will leave the platform. I think that is it. And that's why they're not banning him.
Website. This is a clip from him showing the upcoming features on the Twitch app on mobile, where you have a function that works
Which is not big enough to have an influence. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about him having viewers.
Instagram stories. These are all the streamers he follows. Interesting. I kind of see a pattern. Now,
wait,
all the features on the stream twitch.tv and didn't get banned for it. Oh, and by the way, if you're wondering what kind of streamers Dan Clancy follows on his own website, this is a clip from him showing the upcoming features on the Twitch app on mobile, where you have a function that works like Instagram stories. These are all the streamers he follows. Interesting.
Wow.
I kind of see a pattern.
ASMR and I know one of them. I don't know all of them, to be honest. I know one of them. So ASMR and like softcore porn streamers. Got it. Nice, Dan.
Now, what brought us today to this breaking point that we are at, this existential threat
that
Twitch is facing, is the ecosystem that was fostered by Hasan and his community. One of the main people of interest is Frogan, a partner Twitch streamer, and
they should permaban her. She got to get the fuck out. There's nothing worth getting. She has like less than 100 viewers and are getting so much. Yeah. Jabba the Hutt. Like, the thing is, she's putting too much negative rep on Twitch, and just like what she's saying is insane. They just gotta get her the fuck
Someone
out.
who is considered a close friend when it comes to Hasan. In mid-2024,
apparently Hasan has like these minions that are like 4 streamers underneath him that says the most heinous and crazy shit, and all 4 of them got banned. But Hasan is still there popping off.
Ludwig was organizing a charity
she
for
said
Palestine.
They would go to Kick on Rumble. I mean, Trainwrecks, one of the owners of Kick.com, said very bad things about Frogan, that she should be banned. So I assume that if she goes to Kick, Train is just going to perma-ban her from Kick.
By the war. He said he was going to contribute $10,000 of his own money. Frogan's response?
She didn't get banned.
Calling him.
She got banned after like that fucking group talked about her. But after like hundreds of thousands of likes on multiple tweets showing what she said about veterans, she did not get banned. It took a while to get her banned.
A slur for white people and saying you can keep your 10K, we don't want it. All while she has an emergency rent donation goal at the bottom
emergency
of her stream.
rent.
Now, even though Ludwig is considered to be one of Hasan's close friends,
What?
Hasan vehemently defended Frogan's usage of the word cracker here, even though she literally is begging for money to pay her rent and hasn't done anything when it comes to donating to Palestinians. Ludwig was giving away $10,000 of his personal money while encouraging his entire...
Oh, how can she say... Is she not white? She has white skin. You're white. What the hell are you yapping about?
Community to donate as well. I don't think you need to be a genius to look at this objectively and realize how ridiculous, how much of a farce this all is. Of course, she suffered no consequences. No one did in this case. A trend continued by Twitch. Recently, just on October 20th, 2024, Frogan, yet again with another controversial take, saying that she hopes all American soldiers get PTSD and get denied access to
Muslim?
healthcare
Yeah.
live on her stream. I'm not gonna sugarcoat this. She literally said every word. Watch.
I have no pity at all for any fucking soldiers. Distress, thank you so much. I will never have any fucking pity for any fucking soldiers. U.S. military? Boo fucking who? I hope you get PTSD. I hope you get PTSD.
Also, I do want to say something really irrelevant. Every time I've seen like maybe 3 of her clips or something, I've been like through the years, and they're always heinous and crazy. I have never seen a clip of her not eat. She always eats. Every single clip I've seen, she's always eating all the time. What the fuck is going on?
And I hope you get no health insurance when you get back into fucking America.
Jesus Christ.
There were no immediate consequences.
Imagine saying that in America, eating food in the safety of your home. You're sitting there eating junk food at home, getting fat and streaming. You're sitting there yapping on the internet and getting money and just eating in the safety of America. And you can say that about the people in service protecting your country? What the fuck? What is wrong with you? Like you are literally there, privileged and protected because of the position you are in of your military. Like, what do you think your country would be the same as big as it is if your military was super weak? No. No.
After she had said this, and if anything, it brought attention to her very problematic past associated with Twitch. It turned out that Frogan was a part of something called the Arabs podcast.
Jesus.
And at the latest TwitchCon, back in September of 2024, very recently, they held a panel approved by Twitch in which they had an ethnicity tier list. I'm not even joking. I'm not even making this up.
Nice. I love how people can be blatant racist. Like, people don't know what racism is in America, it seems, anymore. Like, people are just racists. Just out in the blue. Bro, this is crazy.
Real. The whole premise of this was, how would a streamer react about saying the word Habibi? And they had a bunch of streamers ready, with the rankings consisting of Arab coded, asks permission to say Habibi, thinks
ask permission to say Habibi? This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. You can't say Habibi? Shut the fuck up.
Habibi is a slur, and
this is the bro, you could shut the fuck up. This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Wouldn't want to say it. And the last tier
Habibi,
being
shut up.
loves Sabra. So of course Hasan is placed as Arab. I mean, why wouldn't he be? Everyone here loves him and the attention he gives them. A bunch of random streamers that have nothing to do with
I
this.
say Habibi all the time.
I don't even
Habibi
know
is
why
a
this is a
beautiful
thing,
word.
guys. Don't even ask me. And of course, you have the tier saying love Sabra. Now, what is Sabra? According to Israelis, Sabra hummus is the most
plays on the
popular hummus
bottom? No
brand
way.
in Israel. Everyone there has it in their fridge. I think it's fairly straightforward to assume that love Sabra means Israeli. all right? But it also has a very unfortunate double meaning.
Hamas.
Sabra also means a Jew born in Israel. So whether that was intentional or not, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised, but it definitely doesn't help their case. This is practically an ethnicity tier list in which the top is Arab and the bottom is Jewish. That is ridiculous, bro. You can see the sponsors right here: Capcom, Chevron, Samsung.
I don't think they want to be a part of that at all. Like, I don't think they want to be a part of this at all, those sponsors.
See, TwitchCon, this was signed off by Twitch to be on stage. This was streamed at TwitchCon. This was an event at TwitchCon with people sitting in the audience watching. How the hell did this happen? I don't understand. How can this oversight happen like this? This just shows you how much of a mess Twitch is. And yet here they were ranking people based on ethnicity. I just can't believe this. And you know what the funny thing is? Even if you were Arab, you probably would not want to be a part of this or associate with people like this, because this is just cringe. What the hell is this? I mean, you have a literal Jew, Ethan Klein, right here in Love Sabra. Like, come on, man, that's crazy.
Is that Jinxie on the bottom?
Speaking of Ethan Klein, he's actually been the biggest critic of Twitch and the CEO regarding all this stuff we've talked about in this video so far. When he saw this tier list,
it was really hard for me to see.
He was outraged. And even though at some point he and Hasan were on great terms, he had a lot of criticism towards his behavior and the people he's promoting. And to many, he was seen in the right. His opinion was warranted. This was crazy. He was saying in his title of his latest podcast, Dan Clancy must resign as Twitch CEO. He also commented on how Hasan reacted to this tier list and had nothing but positive things.
How about y'all say Dan Clancy gotta clean that fucking company up? How about say that? Shout that out more instead of him resigning. Him resigning ain't doing shit. Make him clean up that company.
To say about it.
Do CEO shit.
I should mention here.
Fire everyone. Hire new people. Get everybody fucking... Twitch fired like 80% of people last year. Do it again. Do it. Fire everyone. Like, unironically, I would, dude, if I was CEO, I fire every fucking one there nearly and get new people. They gotta clean that shit up.
That Ethan doesn't even consider himself to be a Zionist. He's against Israel's actions, but the only thing he doesn't want is the 8 million Jews born in Israel to not be expelled out of the country. This means that the only thing he and Hasan disagree on is the 8 million Jews point. But still, he's being treated like an outcast and put at the bottom of the ethnicity tier list. The objective question to ask here is, if Asmongold had done a tier list with Israeli on top and Palestinian on the bottom, would he have gotten banned, yes or no? There was clear bias at Twitch now towards the whole Palestine and Israel conflict, and as you
I got a better one. What if he did like Americans and then he put Arabs and like Israeli on the bottom? What do you think people would do with them?
Thought that things could not get worse, it turned out that Ynet, a pretty popular news outlet in Israel, came out with a report saying that Twitch had blocked anyone in Israel from creating a new Twitch account ever since October 13th. That's October 13th, 2023, by the way, so it's been over a year. Some people tried switching to a VPN to Israel and they would get the same thing. The IP was immediately blocked from account creation.
I found that why. So there was an error. This is actually an error whenever there was like this situation happen. Let me see actually if he talks about it.
This is the error code you would see. Error description, blocked country IP.
So the reason, I don't know if he's talking about, but like, so the reason was because there was a lot of spam coming in. There was a lot of spam whenever this war was outbreaking. And they had like a temporary, like a little block on it, very temporary because of spam. You could get through it. There was no issue. If you had an Israeli account, you can use it. But if you try to talk, the people managing this and their support team was apparently all from Egypt. So the reason why this kept on going, the reason why this was there and support did never help is because it was controlled by a bias like a biased country, like it was focused in Egypt. And obviously people in Egypt, most of them are Muslim, not all, but a lot of Egyptians are Muslim, or there's like some relation to general all Arabs in itself. So they will see this situation and think that maybe they should block all of Israel and keep it like that. That's how I think. And I don't know how Egyptians think, but that's what I have heard. So I don't know if that's the factor itself, but that's what I've heard. And I've seen a lot of backing to that, by the way. So that's why I take it as a fact.
It turned out that ever since them blocking account creation in Israel, people have been reaching out to Twitch support.
Yeah, maybe the country isn't itself, but that doesn't change the perspective of people, because it's just like some random people from Egypt that are working at the Twitch support and managing this stuff that are doing this. No, that's what I mean. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I just want to clarify. Yeah.
Hey, is this normal? And Twitch would reply with something like this.
Muslims and Christian, I know, and they also have something else. I know, like, yeah, Egypt has a mix of a couple things, and also one of the oldest group of people I think are also there, and somewhere else. There's a lot of different things. Yeah.
You're having issues creating an account. We have reviewed your case thoroughly and can confirm that, unfortunately, you are not eligible to create a Twitch account. As a result, we will be closing your case at this time, explaining absolutely nothing about the situation and just brushing it off and closing the ticket. This was so big that the Times of Israel picked up this story as well, confirming that yes, users in Israel could not create an account. The Jerusalem Post picked up the story as well, echoing the same things that were said in Ynet and the Times of Israel. A streamer by the name of Dan Can't Stream has made it his life's mission to go after Twitch and prove that they did this deliberately and that this wasn't just a mistake. He says that as early as May 2024, there was a small ignored effort with the hashtag #BatluathTwitch, which aimed to get Twitch to answer why they could not create accounts from Israeli creators. While we're talking about this, I should mention that this wasn't just related to Israeli citizens, this was also related to Palestinian territories such as the West Bank and Gaza. So this accusation was pretty damn big, right? Twitch, and especially its parent company Amazon, does not want to be perceived as anti-Semitic, but that was exactly how people were perceiving them now. So not even a day after these accusations started surfacing, Twitch support made a tweet. We wanted to address concerns we've seen about whether we're preventing Twitch account signups in some regions. When signing up for a Twitch account, you can select an account verification method, email or phone. For added protection, following the October 7, 2023 attacks, we temporarily disabled signups with email verification in Israel and Palestine. We did this to prevent uploads of graphic material related to the attack and to protect the safety of users. Signups were not disabled, and we continue to see signups from both regions. Users could choose to sign up with phone verification. We've learned that, inadvertently, we did not re-enable email verification signups for either region. I'm just going to interrupt this tweet real quick to mention something. This argument falls apart when you realize that they didn't do this when Russia invaded Ukraine. They didn't do this to Yemen, they didn't do this to Lebanon, and they didn't do this to Myanmar, a bunch of countries currently at war. Anyway, let's continue. We deeply regret this unacceptable miss and the confusion it has caused. We've fixed the issue, meaning all affected users can sign up with email verification. We've also heard concerns about whether our community guidelines apply to all content on our service. We continue to enforce our rules as consistently as possible and are actively reviewing content and taking enforcement action where needed. So this last paragraph was in reference to Frogan.
By the way, Palestine's internet runs through Egypt, Lebanon, and other countries, so the IP ban did not... Really? I had no idea. Interesting.
Panel at TwitchCon with the ethnicity tier list, as well as Hasan. But they were pretty much saying that, oh, don't worry, only email verification was disabled, phone still worked, we still received signups. However, as you can see right here, they got community noted. Both email registration and phone registration were blocked. Dan Can't Stream yet again coming up with a tweet disproving Twitch, saying, hey Dan Clancy, about mobile signup still working thing, sure doesn't fucking seem like it. Thank God we took recordings before you did damage control, attaches a video showing that mobile signup was not working in Israel, saying, resign anti-Semite to Dan Clancy. So in this video, as you can see, there's going to be a phone number put in and it doesn't work. The code never arrives. Dan himself quote tweeted the Twitch support tweet saying, we just posted an explanation of what happened on Twitch support. Please look at this tweet. Very sorry about this oversight. It only came to our attention today. As mentioned in the tweet, it did not affect people using mobile phone verification. Again, very sorry this occurred. This was getting so out of hand that even the Anti-Defamation League, an American organization made to stop the defamation of Jewish people, had to reach out directly to Twitch to ask for answers and to express their disappointment. This is when things took a turning point. Look, objectively speaking, when the ADL reaches out to you out of concern as a company, it means that unless you change your course of action, you're about to lose every single sponsor on God's green earth.
This is why this is so big. Like, this is the sad part, that they only acted when this happened. it's so unfortunate that it had to be this drastic. And if this does not tell you enough that Twitch is mismanaged, there's a chaos going on there, and the management regarding all of these rules and the bans going out is completely wrong, then I do not know what will convince you otherwise. It's clear that the last month or two, I made a video about this literally 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. It's very recent. I've been talking about this for like 2 months. It's very, very, very obvious that Twitch is mismanaged. And I've talked to big streamers. I'm talking about top 10 streamers I talked to 3 of them. Everybody thinks Twitch is mismanaged. Everyone thinks that. Isn't it crazy? So when are they gonna fix this? When are they gonna fix this shit?
So Twitch is now in full damage control mode. They immediately reissued a ban on the Houthi Yemeni's Twitch channel.
No
Usually
shit.
stream things like Rocket League, right? But this time I think it's permanent. And they banned every single streamer on the
Keep them perma-banned, all of them.
Twitch sponsored panel. Let me just remind you, this was at TwitchCon, but every single streamer here, including Frogan and Denims, the person who threatened Asmongold's life for $30,000, got banned for 30 days. This is not a permanent
30 days should be permanent.
ban. This is a 30-day ban.
They need a permanent
people
ban.
were wondering how an oversight like this could happen. Almost a year of people
Mismanagement.
in Israeli and Palestinian territories not able to create an account truly made people wonder if this was an oversight or if it was done on purpose. Well, Twitch had a lot of layoffs in the beginning of the year, 500 employees, and Dan Can's stream pretty much revealed that most of these layoffs were on the trust and safety team and were relocated to a cheaper location, which is Egypt, a country that doesn't
Imagine you're a Jewish person or Israeli and you're on TwitchCon. So this is how I view things. Like, I always imagine that every viewer can be from everywhere, all around the world. So whenever you are focusing on a thing or a platform or a stream that is meant to be entertaining, why would you try to make it a little bit more entertaining for some groups and make it completely uncomfortable and weird for others? I think that Twitch should think about that a little bit, that their platform is universal, and having content that are basically targeting a specific group is probably not the best route to continue on with. It just makes it weird. Think about how even Israelis that are against the war against Palestine, think how they feel about all of these things being said all the time.
obviously have a friendly relationship with Israel. So Dan's theory is that this was why the Trust and Safety team was so anti-Israel, because they were Egyptians. As this was all happening, a website by the name of DanClancySucks.com got made, hoping to get him fired, saying Dan Clancy's Twitch is an anti-Semitic hellhole, showing you clips of Ethan Klein complaining about this ethnicity tier list they had at TwitchCon, how they banned Israeli and Palestinian accounts, Hasan's many cases of problematic behavior, about how Dan Clancy enjoys watching Hasan. So yes, while the ethnicity tier list streamers got banned for 30 days, Hasan still has not been touched. The reason why so many are pushing for his ban is for fairness, is for, in their eyes, justice. Many are hoping that now, after the ADL and Stop Anti-Semitism and many other Jewish organizations reached out to Twitch, that we would finally see changes when it comes to their very inconsistent bans that have much favoritism attached to them. Whenever someone mentions Twitch, they have to mention Amazon, their parent company, and I'm sure Amazon does not want to have problems with people like the Anti-Defamation League. More importantly though, this all happened under Dan Clancy's leadership, and it remains to be seen whether Amazon will force him to resign or whether he'll walk away scot-free. The fact that this is being picked up by a lot of the media is showing that this is going to have a very negative impact on Twitch's reputation, and Amazon will definitely be keeping an eye out on that. Let's see what happens. But for now, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you watched till the end, I love you so much. You're awesome, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Love you. Mwah.
I care about all streamers on this platform anyways. Did you see us on streaming yesterday? Yeah. I mean, W video Mujin. I mean, I agree a lot. I think you went very negative stuff, but I can get it. I get it. Like, this shit is it's unfortunate that a platform like this has to deal with so much nonsense. I hope they clean up the company. They gotta really just like fire like most people, like fire at least the people managing the bands, fire all of them. And even the manager around that, fire that individual as well, or those individuals. They got to just get rid of that. And they got to focus on the rules. There's a lot of bro, they got to just clean up the company, clean it up. I love how even when Asmongold got banned, it mostly affected everyone else around him. And he's just chilling and getting his life back together. Yeah, it's weird like that. I mean, in the end of the day, self-reflection is a very important thing in life. And I don't think these people spewing this hate will ever reflect on themselves and realize, oh shit, what I'm saying is actually absolutely insane. But regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like this video, make sure to like the video, sub to the channel if you want to watch more, and come by my Twitch channel on twitch.tv/attilleegames if you want to yap with us live. I'll see you guys around. Take care, have a good one, and peace.